Baltimore, Baltimore, bitch, I'm reppin' Baltimore. Young street nigga, dope boy, I come from Baltimore. Baltimore, Baltimore, young niggas be shining on them dirt bikes, we be wildin', sellin' scramble out the houses. About to hit the block, you know it's trapping time. Gotta watch what I say, cause they might tap the line.
Welcome back for another episode of Keep It G Podcast. This is episode 14. You see what I'm saying? We're moving right along, man. I got my girl Tiana with me from Unpack Energy Podcast. I'm gonna let her go ahead and get into what she do and talk about herself a little bit. How you doing, Tiana?
I'm doing good, babe. Thank you for having me on the show.
So let's talk about you for a second. What is it that your podcast is based around?
So my podcast is geared towards women, pretty much of all ages. I'm gonna say 18 and up. And we talk about everything: life, money, finances, depression, self-esteem. So what I try to do is I try to create like a safe space for women where we could discuss, any and everything, not limit ourselves to what, is just comfortable. I try to go outside the box and talk about those things that are definitely uncomfortable for us to talk about sometimes.
And how long you been doing
it? Since 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got a nice little run, man. So, hey, all the females tap in with her. She giving out free game. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
But look, we here today to talk about something that's been going on, man. It's been a lot said between Meg's camp and Tory camp, and they just had a court date the other day, and we gonna get into all of that. So I'm gonna start off like this. How do you feel about what's going on, Tiana?
I'm really on the fence, and I hate to say that because I want to be, be solid in one person's situation, but I don't know, man. It's just like initially, I'm gonna keep it real. I was by Meg because to me, Tory, he seemed super aggressive anyway. I mean, I don't know him personally or nothing like that, but just some of his behaviors with the way he was doing things through the pandemic, he was doing a little late night thing, but just how he dealt with women, I just kind of wanted, I went with her because I mean, it's believable. He seemed like that type. But then the more she started talking, it just wasn't making sense. It wasn't adding up. You know what I mean? And since I've been personally following it, Tory been sticking to what he's been saying. He don't switch up. I will give him that. I don't know if he's reading off a teleprompter or what, but he's been pretty consistent. So I don't know. I'm not sure, but I do think they hiding something. I think something major happened before that resulted in the shooting that they both don't want to talk about or can't talk about because it's going, look bad on both ends.
So bitch, you saying based off what you saying from Tory in this Instagram, you think that he's like kind of aggressive or got a lack of respect when it comes to women?
In the past I do feel like that. In the past, what I'm saying, with some of the things he's done on the lives. I mean, but then at the same time, Tory, I think he does great music, but then there are other times when I have seen him really kind of uplift the Black woman or the Black community. You know what I mean? So, but I really could see it from him. You know what I mean? Don't know him personally, but I could see him shooting somebody. I personally can. Okay.
All right. So look, we're gonna start in the beginning, man. This case is from July 12th, 2020.
Yeah.
You feel me? The original reports was that, and it's crazy because we seen it all play out from start to finish.
Absolutely.
If you can remember, it was the video with Tory, Kylie, and Meg. They was in the swimming pool.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And you remember Tory was playing Kylie Jenner kind of close. You see what I'm saying?
Was.
So it started there. And the original reports was that altercation, they started arguing. You feel me? It was a little back and forth, and Kylie kicked him out.
Yeah. She like, look, we ain't having it up in Calabasas, sir. We ain't having that.
Right. And then it looked like it was a good day. You see what I'm saying? For the most part. But this is where the bullshit start. Once they get in that car, you feel me? Once they get in that car to go wherever they was going, things took a turn left, man. And that's what I want to get into, man. So what Meg's side of the story is on the ride home, She was in the driver's seat. She was in the driver's seat, from what I understand. And it was yeah, and it was an argument in the back seat. This is her story. It was an argument in the back seat. She felt uncomfortable. She got out the car, right?
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, she might have been talked back into getting into the car, but she gets in the car after this. So they drive a little further. The beef continued. Shots was fired.
Yeah.
So now we have the video of, remember the police video of the helicopter?
Yes.
View?
Yes.
Meg backpedaling with a bikini on.
Yeah.
You feel me? And she going into and the police got their guns out and they tell them to come to the car and all that shit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But then you had Tory's side of the story. You feel me? Now Tory's side of the story is, hey, I messed up because I was dealing with two friends. Because remember, this is Kelsey, Meg, and Tory. You feel me? We don't really hear too much about the bodyguard. You see, I mean, you did early on, but now you don't really hear too much about him.
Right, right.
You see what I'm saying? So what the fuck really happened?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the thing. And it's like, we got this thing now where it's like I've been saying, people say, well, black men versus Meg. And I'm not really feeling that. I ain't really feeling that.
Why you ain't feel? Why not?
Because look, right? I think that's a dangerous path to follow, man. Because listen, if you're gonna go that route, you gotta give background information as to why a lot of black men feel that Meg is lying. You see what I'm saying? You can't just throw that out there and just let it fly, because it leaves people up for their own interpretations of reality. You see what I'm saying? And from a black man's perspective, and the reality of what I've seen, and I'm not saying all, but there have been a lot of women who have lied on men and got them sent to jail.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
I agree.
So that's why, that's why when I did this topic, I wanted to make sure I had a woman's perspective on here, because, and that's another thing people do. You got women speaking on this topic with all women, and men speaking on this topic with all men. I think it's important when you're speaking on this topic, you gotta have both genders.
You have to.
What I'm saying? Yeah,
you have to.
So the Gayle King interview. What was your interpretation of that?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it was necessary. I think to me it did more damage. You know, in my personal opinion, I'm so glad we talking about this, because it just wasn't necessary. Like, to me, and I know a lot of women probably gonna be mad at me, but to me, it was like, come be on my side, like with the crocodile tears. But what the killer for me was when Gayle asked her, did y'all have an intimate relationship? And she gonna say, what you mean, like sex? I mean, what we talking about? Going to riding the school bus together. What you think an intimate relationship is? And that kind of threw me off, because I'm like, come on, Meg, you know what she talking about? That's what we here for. We want to know, because I watched some not interviews, but some lives that Kelsey did. We want to know what happened, because according to Kelsey was trying to holler. Well, I'm gonna say that she said a dude. I ain't gonna say she said Tory, but I'm gonna just leave it up to interpretation. She said she was hollering at a dude, and then Meg jumped in. You know what I mean? And that was that. So, and then for Meg to say, jumping back to what Meg said, no, we didn't. If I ain't sleep with somebody, I ain't gotta say, nah, we did not sleep together. We ain't had no, that's the first thing. Nah, we ain't had nothing going on, no kiss. And I'm explaining. I'm not gonna say, no. Cause to me, that's like you thinking about something. So to me, it did more damage. I mean, some people might say, I shouldn't say that as a woman, but it did more damage. It's not necessary. And the interview that Tory did, he made a good point, is that Meg is America's sweetheart right now. And so what I think, because she's new to the industry and she's not new to, incidents happening, or I forgot the word for, but having somebody to come in and kind of not cover it up, but make it better. She not used to it, so she jumped out there with no proper no proper management, and just start just telling everything from an emotional point of view. And to me, in that industry, you can't do stuff based on emotions. That's my interpretation. You got to do stuff based on what it is, or not make a statement at all. You know.
What about when Meg said that? Let's fast forward to the shooting, right? And she said that she was outside of the car, but her back was turned. This was her original statement.
Yeah, she said
her back was turned. But then you fast forward to the interview. She say that she was outside the car. Tory got out from the other side, like over the window, like he was shooting over top of the car.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said, "Dance, bitch, dance."
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's conflicting. It's conflicting. She got conflicting stories.
Yeah.
So what you make of that?
I don't know, man. It's wild because you're right. It don't make sense because you saying one thing and then you saying something else, and I mean, it's just not looking good. You know what I mean? Because I don't understand, and I get it now. You know, I know they was drinking, and sometimes people say, "Well, I don't remember." You know, I don't remember things happen, and I could deal with this. I hate to say this. I agree with Joe Budden. Okay. I know a lot of people not fans of Joe, but Joe made a good point. I could deal with this. You saying, you know, ABC happened that first night. You want adrenaline, you know, you dealing with the cops, da 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 da. I could deal with you coming back saying a couple of days later, you know what? Initially I said ABC didn't eat, but it didn't really happen like that. You know, I was under influence, and you know, this is what happened. Yeah, now that I thought about it.
Yeah, because to be fair, in pressure type situations, it is easy to forget details.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So I can, like you said, if she could have doubled back and be like, all right, look, this is what it was. But let me say this. That's why I think it's important for like I think she started talking too fast.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Because it was what, two days later where she came out with a statement.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
saying? To me, I don't know if she has one, but she need a publicist because they would have dead that. It's no need to talk. It's no need to discuss nothing. It happened, and then we could just move on until whatever becomes public record. She talked too fast. I agree.
But if you listen to Tory's side of the story, he said, because if you remember, the original reports was Meg stepped on glass.
Yes.
So he say, I don't know if it was the exact same night that it happened or the day after. He get a call from Rock Nation, and Rock Nation tell him, look, don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then Meg comes out with a statement. It's like, hold up.
Right.
Like, what the fuck happened?
Right. You don't want me to say nothing, but you want her to, you know, she got free reign to do whatever. Yeah.
So it kind of seemed like that at first, whatever happened, because nobody really know, we wasn't there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Whatever happened, they was trying to cover it up initially.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And and it seems like to me that once Meg got to the label and Rock Nation, because you know it's a big thing going on now with gimmicks.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like everything is gimmicky. It seemed like that once they got together and they talked amongst their little circles, it was like, look, man, we might can profit off this.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is say Tory shot you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that's 100% accurate, but it's an angle that we need to be paying attention to.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with you. At the end of the day, any, you know, situations or incidents make money. You know what I'm saying? You could look at a lot of celebrities who had some wild situations happen and they made money. We laugh at it now. You know what I mean? The travesty in this situation is that, okay, both of them were hurt. You know what I'm saying? A Black woman against a Black man or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But I do think she jumped the gun. I do think she need to, you know, get her a publicist because it's just not making sense. It's just not adding up. And I like Meg, but it ain't adding up. And I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair for cancel culture to cancel Tory or Meg. Because like you said, we weren't there. We don't know. But we just so quick. Everybody that, you know, on Beyonce's internet, so quick to jump to conclusions. You know what I mean? But I don't think I want to say I almost feel bad for Tory to a certain extent, but if he did shoot her or did he cut her, I'm not condoning that at all. You know what I mean? Violence against anybody, but he's been consistent. He's been consistent. And I can't say the same for her. So that's confusing for me.
What about the theory that because Meg said she originally tried to cover it up because the climate that we was in, it was the George Floyd.
Yeah, with the police.
You see what I'm saying? Are you buying that?
I could see that. I could see that because even as a Black woman, I could see that. I could, and I agree with her on that. I could see that happening, and I could see why she did it because we did have a lot going on at the time, and then to turn around, we got to call police. Anything could happen at that time. You know what I mean? They could have been shot and killed. You just never know. So I do buy that. I do think genuinely that happened.
Yeah, I buy that too. And a lot of people been giving a flag for that statement. But like you said, from what was going on at that time, I could understand that.
Yeah, for sure.
You see what I'm saying? So then when you go, they just had court, but earlier this week. And a lot of times when I do these type of topics, I like to do it later on because I don't want to get nothing wrong. Right. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people, they want to be first. Everything is about being first. But a lot of times when you be first, you get false information.
Yes, absolutely.
So one of the things that came out in the court hearing was that Tory's DNA, there was no gunpowder found on Tory.
Right.
His fingerprints was not on the clip or the clip or the gun itself.
Right.
So how do we explain that?
Well, for anybody who deals with guns or knows guns, gunpowder, is not something that you could just wash off. It just goes away. So my understanding, they had whatever they pulled clothes on or whatever, and they was arrested immediately, or they were arrested. He was arrested immediately. So he didn't have time to take clothes off. And even if he did, it's not a residue you can wash away. So I did my research on that. I found that out. I didn't know that. Okay. So explain it. It's not making sense. Now, I did hear that Kelsey did have some residue on her. Mm-hmm. So that's why I said at the beginning, I think there's a bigger issue or bigger situation that happened before this that they don't really want to intermingle in with the situation, the whole situation, because it's not going to make her look bad. It might incriminate her. It might incriminate Kelsey. It might incriminate Tory. So I do think maybe Meg is protecting somebody. Maybe she's protecting Kelsey. I don't know.
Let me throw this angle out there because not too many people talk about this. All right, so we know it was a beef between three people, a male and two females. Tory's saying he had sex with both these females. So maybe it was a situation where Meg and Kelsey got the beef.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because this is Tory angle. He said he was trying to stop Kelsey from shooting Meg. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But it could have been a situation where they was fighting over the gun.
Yeah.
You feel me? Meg was walking away. So she don't really and the gun go off.
Right. And because she said she had her back, she was walking away, so she didn't see. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's a big topic we need to discuss too. Like she didn't see it. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe she wanna accuse Tory. And this might be another situation. Maybe she wanna accuse Tory because Kelsey knows so much about her. That's her best friend. Mm. You tell your best friend things you might not even tell your spouse, or your kids or something like that. So maybe Meg is afraid of what Kelsey can say because Kelsey was jiving on some of the lives. She was jiving like, Meg, come on now. You know what I'm saying? I know stuff. Stuff about you.
And this is the thing, right? That get me. All right. How did they fall out? Because, okay, say they was beefing over a guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, they was best friends. I don't know if they was childhood friends or what. You see what I'm saying? But from what we know, they was best friends.
It was cool, man. Like, cool. Watching, lives and them traveling. They was cool. They was like, from the mud or whatever.
So that's what I'm saying. So if Tory shot her, right? Wouldn't Tory shooting her override that beef that Meg and Kelsey had?
I agree. It totally would. It would for me. Like if it was me and my homegirl, you know, we beefing or whatever, and dude shot me or shot at us. You know what I mean? That to me, that's my sister. That's where my loyalty lies. Not no dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's just. I mean, I don't know. What's your thoughts on that? Like, what if it was you and your homeboy? Would you feel like, and a female? Wouldn't your loyalty ride with your homeboy or?
Yeah, and that's why I'm getting at. It could be a situation where Kelsey might have did it by mistake. Because I don't think none of this was done intentionally. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Kelsey might have did it by mistake, and since Kelsey and Meg are close, they like, man, fuck him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Look, we trying to get out of this. We can throw him to the wolves.
Right. For real. For sure. For sure.
Okay, but so listen, if that's the case, how would you feel about that way of thinking?
Oh man. I mean, it's a messed up situation all the way around, but I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. My loyalty ride with my sister or whoever, you know, if it was I got a male best friend. My loyalty ride with him. That's just what it is. You know, I mean, I ain't trying to throw nobody under the bus. Like, that ain't my motive. I don't want to accuse nobody because he could face 22 years and 8 months. I ain't trying to send nobody to jail for that, but my homegirl, you know what I mean?
And it's the thing. What they charge? They charge him with assault.
Yeah.
And handgun on person.
Handgun possession, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they some hefty charges, man. Definitely, and I think Tory already got some type of other like cases.
Yeah, he had some other stuff that he was dealing with too. So and he got a kid and everything. It's just, man, it's just messed up all the way around. But somebody lying though, straight up, somebody lying.
So did you see the pictures that Meg put out of the foot?
I did. You know what? I when doing my research again, I didn't see him. I forgot about him. I put him on my list to look, but I did read some comments and they was like the stitches or something like that. It don't look, you know, like a gunshot wound. I don't know. I didn't see him. Tell me about it. What's your opinion on it?
From what I know, from being in the streets my whole life, and I've been seeing a lot of gunshot wounds. You see what I'm saying? That to me, it don't look like I think when people say she got shot, that visual looks different than what we've seen.
It does. You got it. Yeah.
So what I'm thinking happened because a gun was fired. That's one thing we know from the police report. A gun was fired. But I'm thinking what happened was it was fired toward the ground, and she might have got hit with like some sharp nail.
Okay, that's fair enough too. Yeah.
So technically, is that getting shot? Yeah, I don't really know.
No, I'm gonna say no.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's not even really a graze wound. You see what I'm saying? Because look, and that's another thing, man. I just think that they handled this all wrong.
Yeah.
Like instead of her coming out saying she got shot, because the visual of her getting shot in the foot, that's crutches, that's broken bones.
Yeah, because I remember when it happened. She got shot, but like 2 weeks later, she was performing somewhere, and I'm like, she was performing somewhere, and I'm like, she got shot in the foot, but I would think, you know, she would have like a limp or something, you know, and the show wasn't pre-recorded.
She was twerking and everything.
Yeah. So I remember that. Yeah.
So I think if Rock Nation really had a hand on this, and that was their angle, I think they ruined it by saying she got shot.
Yeah, I think so too. Absolutely. Because
them wounds on her foot, I wouldn't even call them graze wounds.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
But then like when she was like, what did she say? She said something about it, you know, not getting the support. It's okay for somebody to shoot me and not getting the support. I think it took it to a different level. You know what I mean? I think it became something more. And that's why it's so big. Because normally we would have been past this. Because that's just how the internet is. I call it the internet. But it's like it keeps coming up. And she keep like poking at it. Like, bruh, nobody's disputing that you may have been injured in whatever capacity. But be honest and say, I don't really know what happened. I ain't see it. And I was so confused the first night. I misspoke and I said shot when I probably should have said just injured. You know what I mean?
Right.
That statement about the I'm gonna keep it real. That statement
It's froze.
Charlie Hom, that was somebody else telling her to say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what about so another thing that came out in that court hearing was they got recordings where they have a text message from the night after Tory apologizing. But what came out in court and what got Tory arrested in court was because he had an outburst because they spoke on another a jail recorded call where he's on the phone with Kelsey and he's saying he apologized for what happened.
Yeah. Now
Tory is saying, hold up, because the way the state is trying to spin it is he basically admitted what he did.
Right.
But what Tory is saying is, how y'all gonna tell me what I apologize for? I apologize for putting them in that situation because I shouldn't have never been dealing with both of them. Right.
Man, yeah. If he would have said, man, I apologize for shooting Meg, that's different. He just said, I apologize. You know what I mean? And I, like you said, I don't think that he should be held to that. I just don't. I personally don't. That's not an admission of what he did to me. If he, you know what I'm saying? It's just not an admission.
And then they say Tory offered her $1 million. But we don't have any receipts from this.
Can I ask a question, y'all? I ain't trying to be funny, but do Tory have, I mean, I know he got a bag, don't get me wrong, but do he have $1 million to spare? I ain't trying to be funny.
Probably not maybe not to spare.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I mean, you know, I ain't trying to count his bag, but do he have $1 million to spare? I don't know, but okay.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother topic. I don't think a lot of these rappers got $1 million to spare.
Right.
Not on hand.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But yeah, so you calling bullshit on that?
With the money?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, yeah. Let me say this. I think maybe, okay, I'm gonna say this. I don't know if he offered $1 million, but I think maybe out of fear, he was like, look, we could work this out. You know what I'm saying? Just please, you know what I mean? I got another case I'm dealing with. I got a kid. Just please, you know, whatever. I think out of fear, maybe he did say that. I don't know if he said $1 million, you know, and I don't see, I don't know. Maybe. I'm gonna say out of fear. Let me just say that maybe he did.
Yeah, maybe he did, man. This case is crazy. And that's why, like I say, I think it was good to have a woman's side of view.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Because, you know, this case drives us right along into the black men don't protect black women thing. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. How you feel about that? Just a quick, man.
I'm glad we got to that part. I do feel like that. I do feel like a lot of times our black men don't protect us. I really do. I've seen it happen. I've been in a situation where it happened, and it's a travesty. It really is. I feel like the roles have changed between black men and women. You know, we have been forced to take on more aggressive, assertive roles. I don't want to go, you know, all the way to the left, but men, you know, are just more at ease, kind of laid back and just kind of going along. Not all men, y'all. I'm not saying all men. I'm just saying some. But yeah, I feel like we are not protected. I feel like we're laughed at. I feel like we're mocked. I feel like we're gaslighted a lot of times. You know, that's, you know, I agree with that. I do feel like that.
So do you think Tory could be gaslighting Meg? You know, because he didn't have his interviews where he talked about the case and he didn't put out diss songs and, you know.
I'm gonna be on the fence about that because I can't really answer that. Because I feel like I'm gonna say this, I feel like they gaslighting each other. To me personally, I did watch in one interview, you know, he was like that he's seen, Meg get tore apart by the media and fans and people on the internet and things. And he wished that, he could embrace her, because he knows she's going through a hard time. And that kind of softened me with Tory. But then the diss song, you know what I'm saying? Then that kind of like, I'm like, come on, Tory, what we doing? I felt some type of way about it. I did.
So let me ask you this: why can because it seems like Tory can't talk about the case, because that's one of the reasons he got arrested. Mm-hmm. But Meg can go and do interviews.
Well, didn't they put a gag order on Tory? Was it his attorney or him or the judge or something?
Tory cannot talk about the case, but Meg can. So if the roles are reversed, then say Meg shot Tory, would Tory still be able to talk about the case? Right. Or would the rules still be the same where she can talk and he can't talk? Because that's what's going on nowadays.
Yeah. I definitely think it's unfair. I don't know why. See, that's the thing. We don't know why Tory can't talk. Now, if it was put down, if the judge said that, then that's different. But also, two attorneys can make you sign a gag order too. So I don't know if his attorney made him do it. I don't know if the judge, but personally, with something this serious, I don't. In all fairness, I think the judge should have made both of them not talk about it, because they both are influencers. So if I can't talk about it, so all society know is your side, then it's automatically going to incriminate me, whether it's the male or the female, because that's all they know is your side,
Yeah, that's kind of unfair.
Yeah.
But that's the system, and that goes into why this narrative of black men versus Meg. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It goes all into that narrative, because it's like very seldom when we in them type of situations, and mind you, domestic situations is not what's happening. You right. Feel me? But when we in them type of situations, we don't have a voice. Right. You feel me? So it's like, what the fuck is Tory supposed to do? It's like, on one hand, you don't want to be the guy that like he said, he don't want to down her. Right. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, if what she's saying is not an accurate account of what happened, you can't just sit back and take it either. So how do you play that middle?
Right. But at the same time, now she's out here, telling and speaking her truth. Even if we don't agree with it or we don't know that, if that's her truth, then that's her truth. And we got to respect that and make the decision from there. And that's what bothers me about the situation. We, like you said, we don't know the truth because we weren't there. But my thing is this: a lot of times when Black women speak, we not heard. You can look at that. I mean, you can look at court cases. That's proven in domestic violence cases right there. We need, just saying, not trying to get off topic. We go to the courts, or we go and tell, look, man, this person is doing this in a domestic situation. And it's not until we end up dead or, raped, robbed, or whatever, that we're being heard. So a lot of times as Black women, we're not heard. And I think, in all fairness, whether, I personally, I'm questioning Meg only because of her inconsistencies with what she's been saying. But if that's her truth, that's her truth. She gotta speak it the way that she want to speak it. I might not agree with it, but I gotta respect it. And I think we all should kind of feel that way and protect each other as Black men and women, because the system ain't designed to help us. The system is designed to divide us. And I know people like, well, pick a side. You gotta pick a side. If you feel like you got to pick a side, that's fine, but you got to accept somebody's truth, whatever it may be, at the same time too. Because we might turn around and find out, what if we find out this is the truth, what she's saying? You know what I'm saying? What if we turn a couple of months from now, a year from now, it was the truth. Right. There's another sister that we didn't protect. But you're right. But if from a Black man's point of view, I understand what you're saying too. What if we find out Tory was right? That's another Black man that we didn't protect,
Yeah, and I don't really believe that Black men don't protect Black women, especially like with this case. A lot of times it's the system that's set in place that kind of keeps us at odds. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's not like I think, well, I protect my Black woman. You see what I'm saying? Right.
Right.
And you know, when you see things going on, hey, yo, what you doing? You ain't supposed to be doing that. You see what I'm saying? I do shit like that too. But when you're dealing with this system, it's like it's kind of hard to protect them in the system, because from what we see from, you know, I mean, the court cases and the child support, the system protects them.
Right.
So it's like we on an island when it come down to that. You see what I'm saying?
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I mean, you know, you might be the exception, you know, in protecting your Black women. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot of Black men. I have a lot of Black men in my life that, you know, protect me, but it's a lot that don't. But I agree, when it comes to the system is designed for the woman. It is. But let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
The system in certain aspects is designed for the woman, but protecting us from a physical aspect, it's not designed for us. I've been there. I've been in that situation. It's not designed for us. When protecting us from a domestic situation, it's not designed for us. It's just not. Nobody cares until somebody gets raped, somebody gets murdered, abused physically, and we can see the violence. You know what I'm saying? We see the abuse, you know, physically. Mm-hmm. So from that aspect, we're not protected in that way.
So you say, and we deal with Meg, right? You say Black women are not heard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because look, it's a reason for everything.
Right.
So from your point of view, and try to be, objective as possible. From your point of view, why do you think that's the case?
I think because Black women, we're not valued. And we're seen as the bearers of pain and strength. Like we like when you think of a Black woman, you think, this is what I think society thinks. Mm-hmm. You could just throw anything at us and we're gonna make it work. And that's the truth. 9 times out of 10 times out of 10, you throw something at a Black woman, she's gonna make it do what it's supposed to do. And we are the bearers of pain, trauma, and different things of that matter. And so society feels like, well, Black women are strong, they can deal with it. So I ain't got to really value her opinion. I ain't got to really value what she's saying, because she gonna deal with it. She gonna be able to push through. And that might be true, but damn, you know, you don't think we get tired as hell. You know what I mean? And we are strong. We are beautiful creatures. We are designed to be that embodiment of strength. You know what I mean? But that don't mean that you can't hear what I'm saying. I hurt too, just as much as anybody else, a white woman, white man, or Black man. I hurt just as much as y'all. And so my voice should be heard just as much as the next person. But I'm telling you, you put a Black woman up to a white woman and it's the same situation. Let's say they both go to the doctor, same situation. Or they go for, hey, I'm in pain. They will hear a white woman and take that at base value. Okay, let me get you medication. Black women, we being questioned because they want to know if we on drugs, if we trying to sell something, and the pain ain't that bad. It happens day to day. We not heard. We just not heard.
You know, but you know, I forgot what year it was, but it was back in the day. It was a scientist. I think he was a scientist. I don't want to fuck it up. But his theory was that Black women can take more pain.
Right.
I don't know where he got it from. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what facts he used and none of that shit, but that's what he was saying. And I agree with you with that, man. Like I don't think that's shit the case, because everybody have a breaking point.
Yeah.
And do you think Meg is at her breaking point? That's why is that why she did the interview? Because she's just like, man, enough is enough. Or do you think it was my court case coming out? Let me get out in front of this to try to, you know what I mean, get the people on my side before we go to court.
I think it was a little bit of both. I think in all fairness, yes, she has had some, you know, inconsistencies in what she's saying, but we still have to take it at face value. But I do think she's trying to get ahead of it, and she probably tired because of the memes, the jokes. celebrities joining in, look at what Dre and Michelle said. Oh, I want a toxic situation like that. I want them to get mad and try to shoot me. I think that's not funny. Domestic violence is not funny in any capacity at all. And it's not to be played with, So I think she is tired. But I do think I agree with you. She's trying to get ahead of it a little bit, because to me, this is really taking the focus off of her talent, because the girl is talented. She bad, you know what I mean? But now we just kind of associate her with the Tory Lanez situation,
So if Tory, say they go to court, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tory gets found guilty, or let's not make him guilty. Let's say it's a hung jury, they can't find a conclusion. You see what I'm saying? But evidence come out that Tory did shoot this gun. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
How would you look at Tory Lanez then?
If I found out he did shoot the gun,
like he didn't shoot to kill, it was just on some trying to scare type shit.
I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't, like I said in the beginning, I kind of wouldn't be surprised, because I've seen some of his lives. I'm talking about even before this incident happened, seen some of his lives. And I wouldn't be surprised. Like if he might have had a little drink and got a little tipsy and got a little bit beside himself, you know what I mean? Because to me, he definitely has that little man complex. Mm-hmm. So maybe he got a little bit beside himself, had too much. I could see that. Do I think Tory was shooting to kill somebody? Absolutely not. I don't. I just don't. I can't buy it, because even with us not knowing, Meg ain't say that. She said he was trying to definitely harm, but I just don't buy that he was trying to kill somebody. I don't.
And I think even if he did do that, I think that's some coward, sucker ass shit.
Absolutely.
You feel me? Because under no circumstances should you be pulling a gun on a female.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now let's switch roles. Say the same situation happened, but we come to find out that Tory didn't shoot the gun. You feel me? Mind you, still hung jury, but Tory didn't shoot the gun. How would Meg be viewed?
I think initially it would, she'd probably be viewed like, still as a liar, still as somebody that's inconsistent. Do I think it'll stay there? No. I think, how things happen. I think give it a couple of months, we done moved on to something new. I don't think it's gonna stay there for her. I don't think she gonna lose endorsements. I do still think she's gonna be viewed as a victim by a lot of people. And I do think that, life just gonna go on. I just think life gonna go on after that. I do.
After that last court hearing, man, there was some wild things, some unfiling going on. You keeping up with that? It was she was a representative for Fenty, Rihanna brand.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Rihanna stopped fucking with her.
Yeah.
I think Beyonce unfiled her.
Yeah.
So is it a situation? Do they know something that we don't know?
You know what? I'm gonna speak on the situation with Rihanna. Rihanna, a big advocate for domestic violence resources and things like that. She don't play. She done cut what's that girl? She done cut Dre and Michelle. She cut Moneybagg Yo's girl Ari, because they made jokes, about domestic violence and stuff. She don't play. I don't think she cut Meg because she knows something personally. I just think that's just what she stands for. Beyonce, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they know something personally. I just think people backing up from the situation because they're not trying to be associated with that. Because let me tell you this, we good, we friends, we do a little music together, but when your situation starts to affect my money, I'm out to back up. And that's anybody. I don't want to be associated with that. I'm out the pool until we find out what's going on. And I know people say that's wrong, be by your person, but I'm thinking in the industry, they not friends, and a lot of celebrities say that they ain't really your friends. So I think people pulling away or backing away because they don't want to be associated with that.
So
it's a mess.
You think it was just a business move?
Yeah, I think it was definitely a business move. Yeah.
You just spoke on the industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So around this time when this all happened, Meg was only rapping. She was on the industry for like 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a long period of time.
Right. She was hot though.
She was hot. But
yeah.
one thing we know about this industry is, from what we see on the outside, they all fuck each other.
Yeah.
So Tory was in the industry a little longer than Meg.
Yeah, much longer. Yep.
So if do you think she'd have still been mad what Tory was doing, trying to highlight Kylie, if she had been more seasoned as far as been in the industry the longer?
Yeah, you made a very good point, just what you said. And that's what the word I've been looking for. She's not seasoned, she's new. And to me, a lot of things that she's speaking on, she spoke out of emotion. Like the lives and all that stuff, and doing all that and making the statements. Somebody more seasoned, done. Like, for example, Will Smith, he made one statement since the situation's happened. He ain't been on no live. You ain't seen Jada do all this. They made a statement that they dealing with some issues as a family, and they're gonna talk about it on the Red Table Talk. Done. That's it. Now, it's a whole lot of things they can say. You know what I mean? This, he did this, blah, blah, blah. But they seasoned. They used to it. So, yeah, I do agree that because she's not seasoned, and I think personally what's driving Meg is that she's a sweetheart, and she seemed like a sweetheart in real life, and she don't want to lose.
And she's still young,
what she had. She done worked so hard, from where she came from, and dealing with all the little things that she's had to deal with in her career, and moved up organically. You know what I'm saying? As an independent artist, and she don't want to lose that, and she's not used to people not liking her, and she got to get some tough skin with that. Because if you're in the industry, motherfuckers not gonna like you today, they'll love you next week. You know what I mean? So I definitely think, if she was seasoned, one statement, we're dealing with some issues. As soon as we finish with them, we'll get back to you. Boom, that's it. And I'm pretty sure she don't have a publicist. It's no way possible you can tell me she got a publicist. No way possible.
Yeah, I think Rock Nation is calling shots. But when you're dealing with I think also if she had been in the industry longer and she would have realized that in the industry everybody fucks each other, she wouldn't even have been that mad at what Tory was doing.
Right.
And this whole thing could have been avoided.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because it was all emotions and alcohol. And when you mix emotions and alcohol, what do you get? You feel me?
Yeah.
You get chaos. And,
you do.
And that's what it's saying, like that's what we're saying right now. We don't know who to believe. We don't know if Tory's telling the truth. We don't know if Meg is telling the truth. We don't know who lied. What role do Kelsey play in this? You see what I'm saying? It's just all over the place. So obviously you don't think it was handled right.
No, absolutely not. No, because even without having a publicist, as a friend, like I guess I would tell her, you gotta keep in mind I'm much older than her. But I would tell her, like, bruh, don't do it. I know you mad. Put that energy into your music right now. Put that energy to your music, and we're gonna go from there. Let him say or let him not say whatever. Let them think whatever. It's gonna die down. We're gonna go to court, and boom, that's it. But put that energy into your music. All that crying, to me, I'm older, you know what I mean? But to me, all that crying and shit on lives and doing this, and I know you don't, that YouTube video, that shit is stupid. One thing I stand on, and maybe you agree, when I say what I say, that's what I said. And you could believe it or you could not. Ain't my business. But I said what I said, and I'm moving on, period. But like you said, she not seasoned, so.
You think it was too much back and forth? She should just put out one statement and that's it. Look, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
You know how they do with the generic statement. Will Smith did it. Travis Scott did it. Drake has did it. Diddy has did it. You know what I mean? The generic. I regretfully apologize. We're working on this. Thank you for your support. Boom. That's it.
So trial is this year, September 14th, 2022, right?
Yeah.
What do you think is the best outcome scenario for Meg?
I'm praying that I'm really hoping she ain't lie. I'm really hoping that but I'm not hoping that Tory go to jail neither because he's still a black brother. I'm really hoping that it get dismissed. Like with the bullshit. I really hope it's 100. That's just my personal because it's not good for neither one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because if she lied, then we gotta deal with that. And if he did what they said, this man could be facing up to 22 years in jail. Like I don't want to see him go to jail, but I don't want to see him get off for something that he did do.
Mm-hmm.
If he did it, I want him to be held accountable because violence is not cool on either end. You know what I'm saying? But if she lied, I want her to be held accountable for lying too.
Yeah, I think the best thing that can happen, well, if Tory, let me ask you this first before I get into what I'm saying. If Tory is found guilty, right? Not, just the charges that he was facing. He didn't intentionally try to shoot her. You see what I'm saying? It was more like a scared tactic thing.
Right.
What's the appropriate sentence for him?
Man, that's a good one. That's a good question, man. You just stumped me with that. And I don't know him to get stumped. Hey.
You think he should get more than 10 years? Or less than 5?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to leave that one up in the air. I hate that. I don't think, because this is my thing. Before I answer, what price can you put on violence? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think from a different perspective. Like, say if Meg was your cousin and she called you and said, "Man, Tory tried to shoot me," or "Tory, you gonna be 38 hot." Like, what you mean he tried to shoot you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I'm thinking from not just a fan point of view, but a family member. Because if it was my daughter, Mom, so-and-so tried to shoot me, I'm gonna be pissed. Like, that motherfucker need to go to jail. You know what I mean? And I don't care how much time, but
so give him the max. The max 22 years. Give him the whole 22?
No, I don't think so. I don't think 22 years would be fair. I just don't. Could I see it happening? Anything as a black person with this system can happen. You know what I'm saying? You go out here and knock somebody's mailbox over, get 45 years being black. You just never know. I don't think he should get 22 years. I definitely don't think that. But I'm
gonna say this. I hope Meg is not lying, because that's one thing. I don't want like you said, it's already a stigma with black women.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
I don't want that narrative to be, well, look, you see what Meg did. You see what I'm saying? I don't want that to be pushed, because it's real people, it's people out here, women out here, black women in particular, that's really going through domestic violence situations.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So for her sake and for the sake of our black women, I hope she's telling the truth.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you're dealing with Tory, and they was friends, liquor was involved, and emotions ran high, and say he did shoot the scale, and she got grazed, because she ain't really get shot. I think that's evident that she didn't get shot. I think 5 years. Okay.
I'm gonna say this. Let me throw this out there too. I definitely think Tory should get jail time, but also too, I think he should be required to go take some, not your little generic classes on domestic violence, but I followed Tory for a long time. I know his mom passed away. He was very close to his mom, and I think that he hasn't resolved some issues with that. I'm not. Maybe there's no correlation with that, but maybe some emotional classes to deal with anger management and to really, help him. Yeah. Because to me, like, come on, let's just say, man, we hanging out and some pop off, somebody make me jealous and stuff. I'm not gonna think that my homeboy gonna put no gun on me. To me, that's extreme. Like, that's extreme. Like, I'm not even thinking like that. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. We cuss each other out. We get mad, slam a couple of car doors, whatever. But my homeboy, somebody that I know, like, my friend gonna pull a gun on me, that's the last thing I'm gonna think. So I definitely think that he needs to get some jail time. 22 years to me is very excessive. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know too much about the system, but I was surprised if they do find him. You know, I'm wondering, are they gonna try to get him with attempted murder? That's another thing that I'm concerned about. Like, would they do something like that and say that was an attempted murder?
And that's the thing. Them charges, it's like, okay, if he really did try to shoot her, right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't really get, you know, it's a first. They got first degree attempted murder, second degree attempted murder. They got assault with a deadly weapon. Like, it's a lot of big boy charges that he could have got.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And they really hit him with the minimum, the minimum of the charges. You see what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like I say, I just hope, you know, we can wrap it up like that, man. If Tory did shoot Meg the Scare, he needs some time. But hold up, before we go, if Meg is lying, what you think should happen? Do you think she should be facing type of consequences?
I definitely do because, again, and I love my sister because she a Black sister, but again, it's so many of other women out here that's really dealing with that. Like, we already are not heard. We don't need celebrities making it worse for us, because they are, for some reason, they are the examples, because they don't see the smaller cases. You see what I'm saying? So they are the examples. That's all people see. So you putting women who really are in need of dire help, you know, like we looking like fools. You know what I mean? Or they looking like fools. So yeah, she definitely should be penalized too.
And hey, that's it. We can episode 14 in the books. Meg and Tory, we had a great discussion. You know, I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish it up, man. Shout yourself out. Tell people where they can find you. And yeah.
All right. Thank you for having me. It was such a pleasure. Again, my name is Tiana. I have a podcast called Unpacked Energy. I know sometimes with my accent, people don't understand what I'm saying, but it's like unpacking a box. So Unpacked Energy. I'm on Instagram under the same name. For my old school heads, I'm on Facebook under the same name. My email is unpackedenergy@gmail.com. Everything pretty much is the same. Send me a DM, send me a message. Let's talk. I'm always available to talk. I make, to talk and just share some things with people. So if you know somebody that's, in need of help, or just a woman that needs a support system, send them my way. We try to help everybody. So yeah, hit me up. I'm always out there. I love to talk. I love to run my mouth.
Flat out, man. And she give you good conversation. And I think this was another good one, man. Like I said, episode 14, Keep It G podcast. I'm Keep It G blogger. We out here.
All right.
I be in my own world, thinking about this money. I love hitting plays, nigga, I'm in love with junkies. I might crack a smile, but it ain't nothing funny. I had to stay down, now I got my trap jumping. I be in my own world, thinking about this money. I love hitting plays, nigga, I'm in love with junkies. I might crack a smile, but it ain't nothing funny. I had to stay down, now I got my trap jumping.